San Antonio. This is Rob for the Metalworks, and yes, we are hanging out here at the headquarters, and it brings me great pleasure to welcome a true innovator. Yes, a legend in the eyes of many people out there who support heavy music. Brings me great pleasure to welcome Mr. Tommy Victor of the band Prong to the program. How are you doing, Tommy?
Thanks, Mr. Chavez. Great to be here this evening.
It is such an honor to have you here at the Metalworks. Thank you so much for your efforts and your energy and just your humbleness for coming down here and giving us a day of your time for our viewers of our program. So welcome once again.
It's one of my favorite towns. San Antonio is awesome. So, I mean, I've known Rob for a really long time. He's always been supportive. So this was a great opportunity to come down here. So I'm really happy to do it.
I just got the video for Power of the Damager, and it's a kick-ass video. People are going to see it here tonight. Tell us a little bit about the video for those people who have not yet seen it. Were you happy with it? It's a killer video. I like it a lot.
I'm so happy with it. I mean, I had to fight for the video. I mean, I had to, like, you know, drink a bunch of wine with Al and, you know, and just, you know, keep hitting Angie Jorgensen up on it. And I think it was an important thing to do. So, and, you know, it was, to pick the song was hard because, like, if you know the record, like you probably do, it just goes through that, as a Prong record does, there's a whole wide range of stuff. We have some stuff that's leaning towards, like, you know, pseudo industrial metal, and then there's more, like, you know, hardcore and, you know, straight ahead, like, thrash in it. So I think we picked the right song. I think that we picked the right director. And, you know, Gary did a great job, and Gary Smithson, he did an awesome job on it, and, you know, we're really happy with it. It was done in L.A., which is our home base right now, and, you know, we're very happy.
Talk a little bit about your work on this new Ministry record. You were really in the throes of it. Really, I think I want to correct me if I'm wrong. More so than in the past. At least I knew about it a lot more. I read a lot of pub on it and saw a lot of photos of your work out there in El Paso. But we were really happy with the new Ministry record. I thought I think it sounds great.
Yeah, well, I did the one before that too. I did most of the work on Rio Grande Blood. Pretty much 80% of the guitar playing, and I have on 80% of it too. I have co-writing with Al on that one. This one, Sin Kieran and myself did more together on it, and Raven had, you know, rest in peace, had a lot to do with The Last Sucker too. So, you know, Al wanted. We have these songs in the can that are unbelievable too, that were thrown out because he really wanted to make this record like epitomizing all, like, Ministry combined. Like, you know, the old Ministry, there's some stuff that's, you know, like in the Psalm 69 days, and then into, like, the more recent records like Houses of Mole and Rio Grande Blood.
You're going to hit the road with Ministry. I know that you've been in El Paso for a short while now doing rehearsals. How are the rehearsals going? And are you excited for this tour, and how long will you be out with Ministry?
Oh my God, this tour is going to go for a while, man. I mean, we got, we're not playing a lot of cities, but, like, the tour is pretty much almost always sold out already. And we're playing like 4 nights in Chicago, 3 nights in LA, 2 in New York. There is a Dallas show. There's Austin, La Zona Rosa again, which I think is a small venue for this concert. And then there's a bunch of, I mean, damn, we're playing a lot in the Pacific Northwest, and you know, and we're going into Canada, and then we come back and go to Europe. You know, then Europe's going to be like 2.5, 3 months. So, you know, it's a good 6 months out of my life chunked into this right now. So,
I think this is the coolest lineup Al's ever had. Sounds pretty cool. It
sounds better than any other lineup, without a doubt. I mean, like, Tony Campos is just like a smoking bass player. You know, he's doing all, like, the you know, the double picking stuff that the guitar does, which, you know, a lot of bass players refrain from. And I'm shocked at Sin. You know, I was talking to you earlier, you know, Rob, about that. Like, you know, he's come out of nowhere, and it's like, you know, he can do the parts. You know,
I think a lot of people were a little shocked last October with the passing of Paul Raven, and I've read a couple of things about, you know, how Al was kind of shocked about it. And then you know, made a few statements about, you know, we really lost, you know, one of our own here, and someone who was a leader in our group. If you can just kind of articulate a little bit, kind of your feelings on Paul, your memories of Paul, and you know, were you kind of surprised by the whole thing too when it went down?
Yeah, I mean, I was surprised. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I mean, Al was the one who called me, but I mean, I go way back with Raven. I mean, we go back. Oh my God! Like before he was in Prong. I mean, you know, I've been a huge Killing Joke fan, so it's like, you know, I saw him. God, I mean, we're going back to like 1982. So it's like, you know, I mean, it's just weird, but you know, it's just like there's so many guys like from. Like, now we're getting into our 40s now, like the old, you know, we've abused ourselves so much over the years. It's like, you know, Raven just never stopped, you know, like he just kept going, you know, I don't need to get into the details, but it's like, you know, so, I mean, it was shocking. On the other hand, I was like, dude, you can't, like, you know, but that's the way he was, a true punk rocker. He never, like, went away from that vibe of the 80s and, like, you know, just going for it all the time. And you know, he definitely had a lust for life, you know. I mean, he hasn't really died in our presence. I mean, we always kid around about him continually because he is a character. I mean, really, he was a barrel of laughs all the time. And he was just like, you know, whether he was in the grumpiest mood of all time, you know, he was still hilarious. I mean, we just, like, you know, he was great to have around, you know. I mean, he was a pain in the ass a lot of times, but...
Are there any other collaborations right now that you're having discussions about, or any people that you are interested in working with, things like that?
Yeah, I mean, there's a good handful. Like, again, I talked about the Co-Conspirators. I mean, Josh Bradford is a singer in Revco. I mean, it's all within the 13th Planet group right now, because it'd be either easier accessible, you know, to put out a record or get in the studio and do something. You know, like Burton is a guy that, you know, he approached me on doing something, and you know, that would be cool.
When it's all said and done for Tommy Victor, what do you want? What do you want your fans? What do you want people out there to remember Tommy Victor for the most? What do you want your legacy to be as a musician, as an innovator, as Tommy Victor?
I would say that even though you hit some really dark points, like in you know, you lose your fans or you go down, I mean, you can still, you know, you can still regroup and you can still keep going and you know, and not stop, you know. It's like there's not, you know, on my level, it's tough to keep going. I mean, but you do have to make sacrifices. It's all a matter of your own choice. So it's like whether you know, don't want to do it and you rather you know, dream about having, you know, keep going, or dreamt about, like, you know, stardom or whatever, you know, it's never really that over, you know. You keep going and you keep doing it. That's why I think, like, Lemmy to me is like, he's like our hero, because, you know, like, he just doesn't stop.
Our night is just getting started. Tommy, Tommy, thank you so much.
This guy is owed a lot, man. He's done a lot for the scene, and I mean, you look around this room, he knows everybody. So if you're a local, buy this guy some drinks, because, and the crew and the whole guys, you know, it's like Diver, and, you know, it's like, these guys are awesome.
Tommy, thank you so much for everything, for your time, for coming out here, for all your words, and, you know, just for being who you are, man. We've always supported you.
You always have. It's awesome.
Just because we love you, man. We truly love you. We love all the music, and you will live on forever in our hearts. Remember, San Antonio, the latest from Prong is called The Power of the Damager. It's out on the 13th Planet label. Go out to your record stores, pick it up. If you can't find it, all you got to do is go to myspace.com/Prong. You saw the man, Tommy Victor, right here only on ROBBS Metalworks.